Man, that was an intense game, but Raptors come up short in OT. Raptors lose 131 to 129 in overtime. For the first time this season, the Raptors go into overtime to the Washington Wizards. This was the most important game of the week. Washington is right in that 10th spot where the Raptors really need to get to. They're 3 games behind. This would get the Raptors within 2 games, and then the Raptors have a few games left in the season to, close the gap. But Raptors lose, and now the gap is from 3 to 4, and with the few games that are left, it is very unlikely the Raptors make it into the play-in to get into the playoffs. So this might be the dagger right here. First off, the Raptors had multiple opportunities to win this game, close these guys out, and you know what? They only have Westbrook and Beal, and this team plays no defense. Yet this Raptors team cannot manage to close the deal once again. The Raptors were great in the first half. Second half, just a meltdown, and in overtime, multiple opportunities to win this game and take the lead. There was just one possession. VanVleet goes for a shot, brick. The Raptors get the board, get it back to VanVleet, brick, gets it back to Gary Trent, brick, gets it back to VanVleet, brick again, and it was just, they couldn't buy themselves a basket. And it looked like the Raptors were the team that was coming off a game the night before, but it was actually the Wizards who were coming off a game. So this is their second leg of a back-to-back. But the Raptors did a great job of holding down Beal and Westbrook in the first half. But in the second half, they got it going. Westbrook, 13, 17, and 17. He is now one triple-double away from breaking the all-time NBA record for triple-doubles, which is huge, which has never been done before. He is a unicorn of a player, definitely a Hall of Fame, no matter if he wins a championship or not. He was just that great of a talent and just so explosive. Doesn't make any sense how he gets all these boards, but he gets the boards. And then the assists, he drives like a machine, and you have to double him because he's so fast. And you know what? When the Raptors build that wall, he kicked it out to the right guys, and the shooters kept on knocking it down. And the guy that, the benefit from all this was Raul Neto. 25 points for him. He killed it. He knocked down the open 3 multiple times, 5 of 7 from 3, and it was just knocking it down. But there's no one around him. There's no one like attacking or running at him to rush him. And the Raptors did a poor job of just rotating all game long, and a poor job of just doubling when Westbrook didn't need to be doubled. Like, he was in the post, he didn't even dribble yet Gary Trent comes down and doubles him, and then like Neto's just wide open there for a 3. It makes absolutely no sense, and then no one even rotated to him. It was these kind of mistakes that killed the Raptors. First off, the Raptors got dominated in the free throws. The free throw disparity is a joke. The Wizards had like 43 free throws to the Raptors 27 free throws. Not even close to a comparison right there. The Raptors couldn't knock down the 3-point shot as well as the Wizards did, which really hurt them there. And then the Raptors got way more shots, of course, because the Wizards were living at the line, but the Raptors just couldn't knock it down efficiently for most of the time. The bench, it was all the bench that killed these numbers. And if I told you Robin Lopez off their bench would outscore the Raptors bench, you'd laugh. But that's exactly what happened. Robin Lopez had 24 points and 7 rebounds. 24 points off the bench is just absurd for a bench guy, first off, let alone Robin Lopez, who is not shooting threes. So everything was inside, just pounded in. Robin Lopez by himself had 14 free throws. 14. The Raptors couldn't guard him. This is one of those games where you really miss Ibaka or Gasol, because the Raptors really could have used one of those guys. Because Khem Birch, for all that Khem Birch is, he was getting bullied by Robin Lopez. He just kept fouling him again and again, and just couldn't keep him off the boards, couldn't keep him out of the paint. It was just that kind of game for the Raptors tonight. as they were absolutely dominated in some of these categories. It just wasn't even close. The Raptors bench scored 19 points as a team, and without Watanabe, OG, Lowry, Boucher, and Watson, you're gonna have to rely on some of these other guys like Malachi Flynn, who continues to struggle, and then Harris, who hit his first shot, and after that just was nowhere to be found. And you had the Hoods and the Gillespies of the world, who really couldn't give you 6 points, 10 points, even if you asked them to, because they're just not scoring at this time. Like, Hood should be a knockdown 3-point shooter. None of that. I think it was the first game or second game that he came to the Raptors. He had like 14 points. I think that was the high right there. Bembry did a decent job, knocked on back-to-back threes in this game, was active, getting on the glass. He did a decent job, 10 points and 5 rebounds off the bench. But the bench team was just garbage. And this is one of those games where you look at Nick Nurse and the coaching staff and, you know, the front office, and wondering, why is Lowry not playing this game? They said he was a late scratch once again. And this was, if not the most important game of the season for the Raptors to make the playoffs, and he rested. So in my mindset, I'm thinking these guys have already settled and accepted the fact they're not trying to go for a play-in. They're trying to get a draft pick and maybe, you know, just find some young talent, develop them, and move on to the next season. That's what it felt like. That was the vibe, because I don't think anybody was super disappointed after a loss like this. But it is what it is. If you guys haven't seen the game, fast forward it to the fourth quarter, and it just gets intense near the end. And Siakam, when the Raptors really needed some points on the board, some, you know, plays to be made, he just came up short, as he always does this season for some reason. And he had 3 missed free throws in crunch time, both in overtime and in the fourth quarter. And then he gets that crazy charge in the fourth quarter where he just could have passed it to VanVleet 10 years ago. VanVleet does make the shot, but they call the charge instead. Just boneheaded plays. And then the icing on the cake, the last shot of the game in overtime. The Raptors needed 2 points to tie the game. He settles for a transition running 3-point shot deep, and it doesn't even hit rim. It's pure backboard, and it's just an embarrassing of a shot. And you know what? That's how the game ended. And to be honest, I expected better from Siakam. He had 44 points, 11 rebounds tonight. He was your MVP today. He ties a career high in points, and he was playing excellent. He was destroying Bertans every time the Raptors got the switch. And he's just not clutch. So it was a good thing that he delegated the task to VanVleet in the fourth quarter of regulation, when VanVleet hit that 3-point shot to send it to overtime. But man, Siakam's just not clutch. It feels like every time the Raptors need something, he just didn't come through. And in this game, I can't always just blame the entire thing on Siakam, since he's the MVP. 44 points. The bench was garbage. The Raptors defense was atrocious, and the number of times they fouled jump shooters is just embarrassing. And Bembry fouls Westbrook, makes no sense. Garrison Matthews gets fouled by Trent on a 3-point shot, and I think can't remember the other one, but I don't know if it was Birch or not. But it's just poor defense, just garbage there. But you know, some good highlights of today's game. Gary Trent came back, did not miss a beat, scored over 20 points, easy, good shooting night, efficient from the field, about 50% from both field goal and 3-point shot. So good game for Gary Trent. Welcome back. But the Raptors need some guys back if they want to really compete in the playoffs and get into the play-in. Let's first focus on that. But that's what the Raptors did today. An embarrassing loss, an important loss, and you know what? Just gotta keep on moving. one thing I wanted to point out, for all the flack that Scotty Brooks gets for that OKC, team, Scotty Brooks is a decent coach because he made some good adjustments in this game that really got the Raptors all mixed up. I don't know if it was him that made it or, like he put in Robin Lopez, which was a great decision. Robin Lopez came in, dominated Birch. Birch had 13 points at half. He finished the game with 17 points. So you knew he had his hands full with Robin Lopez on defensive end. And he really couldn't contribute much on the offensive end, as he only scored 4 points for the rest of the half plus overtime. So Robin Lopez did a great job of shutting him down. And then you're saying, what else the Raptors do today? The Raptors made a mistake of taking Stanley Johnson off of Bradley Beal, which he's doing a great job in the first half, and putting him on Westbrook. I know Westbrook's been killing you, but Stanley Johnson just doesn't have the lateral quickness to keep up with Westbrook, and that killed the Raptors in the second half. With Westbrook just kept blowing by him and getting free throws, and the free throw disparity doesn't make any sense. I don't know how the Raptors don't get that many free throws, but you know what? They deserve it. They won this game. They beat us out, and I don't know. We have like a whole starting lineup on the bench just watching this game, which is tragic to watch, but it is what it is. Guys, let me know what you guys think of tonight's game. Like, share, and subscribe to the Raptors Wrap Up. Until next time, guys. Peace.